Well, this right here is the Royal Rant, and we're about to chill, save a chat, or if you got a comment, write on back, because you know we about to be here. We're back. Yes, it's me, I'm Royal G. We're doing this thing, we're together, and we're going all in, not the weather. You know that I am that brother. Boom, 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 boom. So let's get this thing started. So we all know Christmas just happened, baby. You know, and it was awesome, man. Christmas was good. Christmas was good to me. I had a good one. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed some time. Got to see the fam and whatnot. It was great. I hope everybody else out there had a good one. And if you didn't, you know what I mean? Damn, hopefully there'll be another one for you and you'll have a good one. You know what I mean? So you got to stick around so they get good for you. Yeah. Shit. So one thing I want to talk about, the TSA. Oh my gosh. So going to where I was going, everything was good. It was just the coming back, I guess. So dig this. So I'm going through the airport. Gary, fly back. Everything's normal. See, man, I travel often. So I know how to like get through shit without any issues, right? So I purposely line myself up behind people that I also know more than likely won't have issues going through security. So we all just keep it moving, right? So I get behind this military guy and his girlfriend. Last minute, they split up, right? So guy goes left, girl goes right. I get my ticket done by the chick on the right, but I grab a bucket, grab all my stuff, and I go to the left, right? I go to the left, so far left. Soon as I step through, security comes behind me. He's like, yeah, we got to close this door. Boom. They start sliding doors behind me. I'm like, all right, whatever. You know, still keep my cool. I'm like, all right. Mind you, I'm watching everybody. No one's taking off their shoes. No one's taking off their belts. Just a couple people didn't even take off their hats. One or two. One guy took off his hat, right? The guy right in front of me took off his hat. So I took my hat off, all my stuff. Only thing I got on is my belt and everything, right? So right when I get ready to step up to the little machine where you put your hands up, one of the guards steps up and he says something to one of the other guards and he's like, yeah, who was all pre-checked? And man, I feel like I got something in my eye. Hold on, man. This is not good. All right, got it. So he was like, yo, who was all pre-checked? One guard says back, he's like, everybody but him. And he points at me. And they're like, all right, man, you got to step back, take your shoes off. I'm like, all right, whatever. No one else took their shoes off, but I'm like, all right, whatever. Take my shoes off, boom, put it on the joint. Step in the machine, right? Do the little thing, step out. The guy's like, yeah, man, I got to search you. I got to pat you down. I'm like, what's good? He points at the picture, and you know, it's the picture of the guy with his hands up and the legs spread, right? It's like 9 squares right on my dick. Like, right on the picture, it's just all on the dick. And I'm just like, this was my reaction. That exactly. So I start laughing. I'm like, all right, well, have at it, fellas. Like, go ahead, do whatever you gotta do. Cause I know I'm good. So dude's like, yeah, I need you to take off your belt. And so I take off my belt and I hand it to him. And then he's like, all right, hold your belt. And so he hands me the belt. And then he's like, I got to stick my hands in your waistline or whatever, right? And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And so as he's doing that, this security TSA chick has to come over and clear the screen because someone else is getting ready to come through. So she steps over and I know she sees the picture of like just mad squares on my shit, right? So I was like, I look over my shoulder. I was just like, yo, apparently my dick's so big it just set off the alarm. And so she just turns around. She keeps doing her job. And the dude checking me is like getting mad. Like he started getting mad. Like he's this light skinned bald dude. So you can just see him going from light brown to just red. He's just turning red. And he's searching me, and he's literally having to like squat and rub all the way up and down my leg, like all the way. And I know he's touching my junk, right? And so I'm just making jokes. I'm like, yo, so y'all getting paid to grab dicks today? Like that's what y'all getting? I was like, that's holiday pay for you? I was like, holiday pay is grabbing dick. Wow. I was like, this is great. And then dude started to get fired up, right? And I was like, wait, man, chill. I'm a comedian. And then all of a sudden his whole expression, oh, this is just material? This material? I'm like, yeah, bro. I was like, this is just a part of my airport material now. I was like, it's all good. I was like, you keep grabbing my... Yo, he started grabbing my dick with a smile. Then he was like, yeah. You want me to jerk you out, sir? All right. Yeah, you a comedian? All right. Come right on my face. Oh, thanks, man. All right. Have a good one. Yeah. And so I'm like... Cool, so I was like, yo, man, I guess my dick set off the alarm, right? And he's like, no, man, it was your belt. And I turned around, I look at him, I said, look, you got your excuse, and I got mine. So I had to deal with that, right? And then the crazy thing to me is, nigga, I got 3 bars through my nipples. That didn't set off nothing, but apparently my dick set the shit off. Like it was squares all over. It was just yellow squares everywhere. It was just like I was like, what is my dick a threat? Yo, my dick is on the TSA list. So shit, you know what I'm saying? So I guess that's what happens, you know. That international ding, but yeah. So then get back here. I treated myself to a movie. Went and saw Star Wars. So Star Wars, man, that new Star Wars, that Last Jedi. I recommend it. You go see that. That joint got like 4 crowns off of me right there. Like that joint was for real. That joint had some. The story layout, everything was cool. You could tell what was going on, even if you didn't really pay attention to the last like movie or so. Because I know I skipped one, and I was like, all right, I still get the gist. I get what's happening. Then the sub story, the underlining meanings of stuff and everything. Ooh, so smooth. They're good. Yo, Star Wars is good with them underlining stories and them subliminals, man. Woo. I was like, oh, and I just love that they play on the idea of like the whole like energy is created but not destroyed. It only transfers or transforms. And if you go see that movie with that in mind, boom, right? You'll get like a whole nother thing out of the movie. And also, if you go see it and just look at how they're playing on so many... so I saw this whole little thing going on with the movie, right? I'll just say this. This is some little subliminal stuff I saw going on, right? So there's a black dude and this like Asian chick. I'm pretty sure she was some type of Korean, right? So they're partnered up, right? Then you got the whole, the rebels versus the Dark Alliance shit, you know what I'm saying? And the good side of the force and the bad side of the force, dark side and light side, that whole thing going on, right? But then there's little sub stuff going on where they're showing you how there's people profiting off of the fact that the Jedis and all these people are fighting, because they're showing you like, there's people that are selling them weapons, and some of those people are selling weapons to both sides. And so it was kind of like, all right. So back to this whole little black chick and this black dude and this Korean chick running around thing, right? So I started digging this. So they go to this weird planet thing, that was kind of like some eyes wide shut kind of party. It was like some straight up, like, kind of shit going on, right? And I was like, clearly this is what's going on. And then the way shit was happening, I kept looking at them as they were Africa and like North Korea or like one of the Koreas or some shit. And this is what got them fucked over, right? And so they went over to the little like Illuminati planet or whatever, and they're chilling up there with the fucking eyes wide shut people. And some shit happens, and you can see this guy that would, I think, in a weird way, represents Ireland to me. And he comes in, and you can see how he's profiting off the whole thing. And then there's some weird shit, or he could have been like the Scottish people, Scottish Reich, or some weird shit. You know what I mean? But profiting off the situation. Excuse me. And just some crazy stuff going on, right? And then the whole time, and then you see at some point the Korean chick, like, is no more. So I'm like, just some weird subliminal shit going on where I was just like, oh, Africa got kicked out of certain little deals because, and Korea saved the jump, but then the people's kind of like, we're not really fucking Korea like that, but they're cool, but nah, so we slice that shit in half and then divide it. Yeah, you know what I mean? And so just saying, I just noticed some weird subliminal shit going on in there with some Star Wars stuff. But other than that, it was a great movie, you know what I mean? And shout out to my man's Yoda. Yoda made a good, did his thing. And he made the biggest point of all, which I can say it without even spoiling anything in the movie. It'll just help you understand, actually, really. But he's just saying, like, yo, man, the Force, the true teachings of the Force and all that shit comes from within the Masters, and you pass that shit on. You don't need all the little Force books and all that shit and all that, because they got shit written down and everything. They got a whole thing for it. But he's like, he just lets him know at some point, like, bruh. And then you got to realize they play on shit with like the Holy Trinities and like a whole bunch of little stuff and Power of Three and astral projection and just it's tight. It's tight. I fucks with Star Wars for that. So they get some crowns. They get some crowns out of me for that. They get not one, but they get two. But not two. They get three. But not just three. They get like four. Because you know what I'm saying? They need like four of them right there. You know what I mean? They need at least like four of them. Only reason I'm not giving them a full 5 is because I did doze off for like that much. I fell asleep just long enough to realize I started to fall asleep and it was like, oh, I'm good. I'm good. I got some nachos. So I'm straight. But other than that, it was a good movie. You should probably go peep that junk. Go see that. And TSA, stop filling up dicks, man. Happy holidays. I was glad y'all was working and keeping everybody safe. I understand. Y'all see millions and millions of people a year, and y'all can't make no mistakes. But my dick is not a threat to the country at all. It's just a dick to cunt. That's all. It's just a threat to cunt. That's all. I'm sorry, but that's it. So TSA, lay off, bro. Just chill, man. Just chill, bro. Stop jerking niggas off in the fucking security lines, man. That goes to all y'all. But when y'all do jerk off the right person that does have a bomb, stuck somewhere up in there or whatever, and y'all do get that guy, I'm pre-thanking you. I'm pre-thanking you. All right? Just know that comes from my balls. That comes from the bottom of my testicles. That you got to grope the day after Christmas. Merry Christmas, y'all.